Hi folks, Lance Valentine, Walleye 101 here. First of all, I want to thank you for purchasing this DVD, and we hope you learned a lot of tricks and spots that you can go out and catch more fish next time you're on the body of water. A couple things we need though. We want to get these GPS waypoints into your machine. So before we start, a couple things you need to understand. First off, on the DVD there's actually going to be a printable PDF file. You'll be able to get that through the index of the DVD. We'll show you how to get in just a second. But print that PDF file off on your computer printer. So you have it in your hand, you have the step-by-step. Take that with you when you're doing it through the computer, and then take it on the boat with you when we show you how to load it in the boat. But basically what you're going to need to have is a computer. You're going to need a SD card for 2 gig or less. 2 gig is very easy to find. Find yourself a 2 gig SD card, and you'll be able to use this in your Lowrance and Eagle units very, very simply. Obviously a laptop or a desktop computer, and then some way to read this card. Now most computers that are fairly new have a card reader like mine does here, or you can go to Best Buy or Walmart or any place that sells computer accessories and buy yourself a card reader that'll read an SD card, and you'll be all set to go. The first thing we're going to need to do to get started to get these waypoints downloaded from our DVD and into our machine is take our SD card and slide it into our card reader. Now my computer happens to have a card reader slot, yours may. If it doesn't, all you need to do is get yourself a card reader, very inexpensive item you can buy, and slide your card in there. Now what's going to happen is the computer is going to recognize that card, and it's going to be the F drive in my computer. So you want to make a note of that. Write it down if you have to, but make a note of where your SD card is going to be. So we're going to close that out. And the next thing we need to do is put our DVD in. So we're going to open up our DVD slot in our computer. We're going to slide our DVD in here. Now, one misconception you have to understand is you're not going to be able to look at these waypoints on your computer. You're only going to be able to download them and be able to look at them in your machine. So you will not be able to view them on your computer. So I'm going to let the DVD load up. Now when the DVD loads up, to make it easier and convenient, it's on what we call autoplay. So it's automatically going to go to the part of the DVD that wants to play the DVD you just watched. So what you want to do is once you get to that point and it starts to play, you want to stop it. And basically what you want to do is you want to close your DVD. So now what we need to do is go over to our computer. We're actually going to go into our computer and find the drive that is our DVD drive. Now for me that happens to be very easily labeled as my E drive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on my DVD, and that's going to bring up this menu here, and I'm going to actually open up this DVD. That's going to bring me a list of files. These are actually my video files, my audio files that show you the DVD you just watched. And over here there'll be a file folder called River Files or Waypoints. And what you want to do now is right click on that, and now we're going to send that file. Remember we told you need to write down where your SD card is. Remember that was our F drive in our example here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go right down here. We're going to right click on River Files. Let me do it again. We're going to go to our DVD, right click. We're going to open. We're going to find the river file or the waypoint file, however it's labeled. We're going to right click on it, and now we're going to copy it to a folder. So we're going to copy to a folder, and we're going to go up through our list here, and we are going to find our drive that our SD card in. Now that happens to be my F drive, so I'm going to work all the way through my list here. There's my computer, there's my F drive, which is where my SD card is. I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to make sure that it's going into the folder, the F drive, and I'm going to hit the copy button. And now those river files are going from the DVD to my SD card. Now I have the Detroit River files from the Upper Detroit River in this DVD example. I have those on my SD card. So the computer part of this is done. Remember, you cannot view the files on your computer. All you can do is relay them or copy them from your computer, from the DVD to your SD card. So let's do that one more time. We're going to put the DVD in. We're going to stop the DVD. We're going to go to the drive that our DVD is in, which happens, again, my computer happens to be the E drive. We're going to right click on the DVD. We're going to hit open. We're going to find the file that is the river files or the waypoint files. Right click. We're going to copy it to a folder. We're going to find our SD card on our machine, and then we are simply going to copy those files to our SD card. Now the computer part of this is done, so now what we need to do is close everything out, tell our computer that it's okay to take that file out, and a little lesson I learned is always make sure that you tell your computer you want to be able to remove your card. So I'm done. Now I can take my SD card out of the computer or out of the reader. Now what we're going to do, we're going to take you over to the GPS unit and actually show you how to put that file, these waypoints, onto your GPS. Now here we are at our unit. Now we're having to be using a power pack inside that lets us actually use our units inside. If you want some more information on that, go to Walleye101.com and click on our sonar and GPS articles. We'll tell you what you need to get your unit to be able to use it inside. But you're probably most of the time going to do this on your boat. So anytime you're going to put an SD card in your machine, you always want to make sure your machine is powered off. So we got our machine powered off. We're going to insert our SD card with the reader here down and in. So it's going to go in our machine. We're going to power our machine on. We're going to let it go through its startup cycle. What's happening is the machine is actually initializing itself like it normally does and recognizing that there's a card on here. So now what we're going to do, we've got this in. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to load in that file that we just loaded from our DVD. It's a very simple process. Let's walk through it fairly slowly. First thing we're going to do is we're going to hit the menu button twice. So menu, menu. And before we go any further, this is for the LMS and the LCX series, or what we call the old style series of Lowrance units. We'll have some information on another file here on how to do it on the HDS units. But right now we're just talking about the LMS or the LCX units. So you have this button configuration on your machine. This is how you're going to want to enter the waypoints. Okay, so from a blank screen, we go menu, menu, hit the menu button twice and brings us up to our system menu. We're going to go down, we're going to highlight System Setup and press Enter. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go down to where it says Transfer My Data, because we're going to transfer data from one storage to another. So we transfer my data, we hit Enter. Now at this point, we want to bring data from the card to the machine, so it's actually a load. So we're going to highlight Load, because we're loading data into the machine. Highlight Load, press Enter. So now we've got a series here that's going to give us a chance to look at what file we want to load. Now on the card I used, I already have files on there. So what you're going to want to do is you see the blue user data here. We always want to be on user data, so that should be highlighted. Hit your down arrow key to highlight where it says user data file. With that highlighted, you press the Enter key. What that's going to do is give you a list of all the waypoint files that are on your chip. So if you've used your chip before to save other waypoint files, those will still be on there, but so will the new one we just brought from the computer. And here's the new one we just brought from the computer, Upper Detroit River Updated version 2. So we're going to go down, that's the one we want to load. So we're going to go down, highlight it. Upper Detroit River Updated, that's the file we brought in. We're going to press Enter. Then we're going to hit the down arrow key and highlight the Load Data box. Once we do that, we press Enter again. You'll see that the data was loaded successfully. And now, if we come out here and we zoom out to the Detroit River, you will see that you have all the waypoints for the Detroit River, for the Upper Detroit River that we've given you for your use, are now all in your machine. And you'll be able to go right to the Detroit River, go to the waypoints we talk about on the GPS, and actually have a lot more waypoints and be able to actually go right to our fishing spots, put your boat right on those fishing spots and know that you're fishing in the best spot. So fairly simple. Let's run through it again real fast. Menu, menu, System Setup, Enter, Transfer My Data, Enter. We're bringing data from the chip to the machine, so it's a load, Enter. The down arrow key to highlight the User Data File tab, we press Enter. We select the file that we want to load, press Enter. The down arrow key to highlight the Load Data box, press Enter, and that data is now in your machine. Pretty easy to do. Remember, print off that PDF file step by step. We're going to show you step by step how to do it. Hopefully this video instruction has helped you a little bit. And again, anytime you have questions, go to Walleye101.com and you can get on our message board and you can send us a question. We'll make sure we get it answered for you. Hope you enjoy these waypoints. Hope you catch a lot more fish. And please, let us know of your success. Send us an email, send us some pictures. We want to know that you caught some fish on our waypoints. Let us know. Hey, have a great fishing season.